Hi everyone, it's Tamara here for lalalandcrafts with a card making tutorial, this using some of the new images from the new release. Sock Hop Luka and Sock Hop Marci. I'll be doing some COPIC colouring first and then I'll be making an easel card today. So let's get colouring. To make our easel card, you'll need a piece of A4 cardstock. I'm using 250 GSM smooth white cardstock, and you want to cut that 6 inches to 10 inches. So get that cut. And then I'll grab out my scoreboard, and you're going to need to do 2 scores, one at 5 inches and one at 2.5 inches. So I just give them a double go to make sure you get a good score. Then I'll bring out my Teflon bone folder and give that a good burnish. So you want to do a Z-type fold, so score your 5-inch line as per normal, but the other score line at the 2.5, you want to score that so that that folds inwards. And just give them both a good burnish again, just to make sure they're folding nicely. I'll be cutting some panels to the front of my 2 parts of the easel card, one in black and one in white, and I'll be trimming both of them down to 5 3/4 by 2 1/4, and I will have all these measurements in the description box below, as well as all the measurements to making this card. So we'll get that trimmed up at the 2 1/4, and then we'll do the same for the white. Now for the white panel, I've grabbed the records from the retro turntable die, and I'm going to make kind of a little wall feature out of them. So I've got the white cardstock at the back, and then I'm just going to do an array of these around that, just having some fully on the cardstock and then some just coming off. And then once that dries, we'll get them all trimmed up. So just make sure you're getting enough glue on there to stick all the parts down. Just be careful, obviously, of any glue that you get onto your work surface. I'm just going to add 2 extras to these missing sections that I have some white space there. So one down the bottom and then one just up the top. And I'll allow that panel to dry while I work on my sentiment. I've already pre-stamped out my sentiment, and I'm going to be using the scalloped sentiment banners to cut that out. Now that that panel is dry, I'm going to just trim off the excess of the records that are hanging off the edges. So I just kind of line my scissors up with the edge of the cardstock. You can do this with a trimmer, but I find just using my scissors and running that down the edge is the easiest way to get a nice clean cut without cutting into your cardstock. And that's where my sentiment will go. Now I thought it'd be nice to have a bit of red to kind of match in with my colored images. So I've just grabbed these circle inserts that match in with these records, and just going to get them stuck on each of those records. While I've got that red feature, I thought I would just kind of add a little bit of red to my sentiment as well. So I've cut another of the scalloped banners, and I've just trimmed that in half, and I'm just going to have the little red sections just sticking out the back of the sentiment. So I put a bit of glue on the back, and then it's easier just to line that up with the red on the bottom. Now I'll just trim off those red circles that are hanging off the records. I thought just to finish the top panel off, I'm going to just add a little black border around my record wall feature. So it's just going to have a nice little black border around the edge, and then it'll have the white border once we attach it to the easel card. So I've got that secured down, so we'll get it attached to the top portion of that folded front of the easel card. And that way this will act as our wall. And then with the black floor, I'll just attach that to red cardstock to make a nice little red border around that black. And then we'll attach that to the bottom portion of our easel card to make our dance floor for the dancers and the jukebox to sit on. We'll get that secured down. I thought this yellow and white pattern paper would go really well with my red and black color scheme and just give the card a bit of pop of color. So I've just trimmed that down so it will have a nice white border, and I'm just going to put that on the inside of my easel card, and we'll attach that down. Now I have already cut and colored all my internal pieces for this card, but I'll have all the details in the description box below. Now for our dice, which will be holding up our easel card, you just need to put a bit of foam tape on there, and that just holds them up and allows that card to rest against them. So I'm just kind of offsetting them so they look like they're clunking together, and that holds up our easel card perfectly. Now for the front where our floor will be, I'm going to add our jukebox. Now you only need to add glue to the bottom, as this is going to be kind of popped up once we open our easel card up. So just make sure you're just getting glue on that bottom portion of the easel card, and that holds that in place, and just give that a good press to make sure it's stuck down well. So now we'll just attach our dancers standing in front of the jukebox. Now I'm just lining up roughly where I need to put the glue and where I need to make sure I don't put any glue on our dancers. So just on that bottom portion, and we'll have her kind of hanging off, dancing on the edge of that card. And then we'll just get Luka dancing on the other side. And again, just lining up where that glue will go and only putting it below that. Now we'll get that attached. Now his hand is kind of over that jukebox, so I'll put a little bit of glue on there. Now for my sentiment, because that's going to be standing up above, I thought I'd just pop some foam tape on that and just get that sentiment lined up between the two dancers. I've also used the new die cuts Milkshake and the French fries, which I've coloured off screen, and I will have all the colours in the description box below. It was so fun putting these French fries together, and it just, I think, really finishes this card front off to have these little extras on the front. And this is a finished card project for today. I think this is such a fun card and so easy to make, and it really pops a wow factor. I love how once you get it popped up on that easel, it does look like they're actually dancing in front of that jukebox. And with the added extras of the dice, the milkshake and the French fries and the records on the back, I think anyone who receives this card would absolutely love it. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, please hit the like button and leave a message. And if you'd like to see any future videos, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.